Good evening and welcome to NEWSBREAK Live. I'm Hiba Samad. It's Tuesday, November 12th. Thanks so much for joining. Here are your top stories. You may face traffic impacts through the end of the week. The Torrance Public Works Department has plans to do work-related tree removals along Hawthorne Boulevard between the city limits and Newton Street. Northbound traffic will be reduced from 2 lanes to 1 and no parking will be allowed. Crews will be working from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and by the end of the day, all of the lanes will be accessible. Officials say it's their goal to complete the work as quickly and safely as possible. The Torrance Certified Farmers Market welcomes a new vendor. Clean Confection offers customers low-carb, gluten-free, soy-free, and keto-friendly sweets. All of their treats are 2 net carbs or less and are naturally low in sugar. Owners Crystal and Nick started the business together after not being able to find tasty grain and sugar-free treats. They say most grain-free desserts omitted refined sugars but substituted it with honey or agave. Clean Confection sells homemade cookies, muffins, and variety packs. The ketogenic diet, or keto, is a low carbohydrate and sugar diet that promotes the eating of good fats. You can follow Clean Confection on Facebook and Instagram. The City of Torrance hosted their 4th annual Veterans Lunch and Resource Fair to honor those in the community that have served our country. Torrance City Cable reporter Nicole Salvatierra takes us to the Torrance Cultural Arts Center for the event.
Torrance veterans united to learn more about resources available to them in the community at the city's annual Veterans Appreciation Lunch and Resource Fair. Social Services Commissioner and Vietnam War veteran Robert Kyoto says he enjoys giving back to his brothers and sisters in arms.
As a veteran, this one is really close to my heart. So we're very, very happy that the city has decided to continue with this.
The annual luncheon started 4 years ago to recognize the 50th anniversary of the Vietnam War.
We're sort of the newcomers to this, and there's not a lot of space to do that. So we own this day, and that's why we get a great turnout always.
Hundreds of veterans with service dating back to World War II attended. While they were in different branches, their dedication to our country unites them.
It's a great opportunity to share some camaraderie with other veterans. It's great that the city puts this on. This is my 3rd time coming to the event.
It's my privilege to be with you here today.
Mayor Patrick Fury, who is also a veteran, says this is just one unique way the city displays its patriotic spirit.
We're all brothers and sisters under the American flag, and I've always said that Torrance is the most patriotic city in America, and today is one of those days that proves it.
Guests dined to the sounds of the Torrance Civic Chorale, singing patriotic medleys, including the various branch songs. Guest speaker Air Force Colonel Ann Eagle, commander of the 61st Air Base Group in El Segundo, shared stories about her grandfather's challenges as a POW and how he inspired her journey.
It's a story that speaks of resiliency.
Veterans Day is such an important event that we have to make sure that we continue to recognize as a special day to thank those who have served our country and been willing to give the ultimate sacrifice.
Following Colonel Eagle's speech, the event concluded with an open mic where veterans shared their stories of duty.
And I thank you all very, very much and thank the City of Torrance for doing this every year.
For Torrance City Cable, I'm Nicole Salvatierra.
Thanks, Nicole. The Torrance Social Services Commission salutes veterans year-round by providing them and their families with local resources for health care, housing, and employment. A popular stuffed animal concept partners with Amazon to bring its unique products to the Donnell Fashion Center only for a limited time. Cub Coats is now located on the main level near Macy's. The brand is considered the #1 bestseller in stuffed animals and plush toys. They sell a 2-in-1 wearable and playable friend, a soft hooded sweatshirt that transforms into a stuffed animal. Amazon Prime Day has partnered with Amazon to create a magical pop-up experience for kids and families at the Donnell Fashion Center. The store is open until January 5th, just in time for the holidays. Cub Coats is ranked the #1 most wished-for toy on Amazon. Children are able to experience the popular stories behind each character in real life with fun photo opportunities opportunities, interactive adventures, and special programming at Del Amo. Some characters that are exclusive to the store are Kali the Kitty, Sal the Sloth, and Yuki the Unicorn from their signature series, and Hello Kitty, Spider-Man, and Frozen from the licensed collection. You can check out what they have to offer by stopping by the store or at cupcoats.com. Also at the Del Amo Fashion Center, good old St. Nick is spreading the Christmas joy. Now through Christmas Eve, children can visit and take a picture with Santa. The photo experience is now available and you can reserve a spot online. The mall is also hosting various other events with Santa, including Pet Photo Night this Sunday on November 17th from 6 to 8 p.m. Also for families with children on the autism spectrum, Caring Santa event will be offering families to visit Santa in a sensory-friendly environment. This will take place on Sunday, December 8th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. To skip the line, head to simonsanta.com. The Torrance Salvation Army is gearing up for the holiday season with its annual Red Kettle campaign. This Friday, staff will officially kick off the season of giving back at the Sam's Club in Torrance. For the last 127 years, the Salvation Army Red Kettle campaign has become one of the most iconic and popular service opportunities. If you're interested in ringing the bell, you can fill out the Red Kettle volunteer interest form at torrancecorps.org right now. You have 13 location choices and are asked to select up to 3 bell ringing locations. If you're a business, organization, or an individual who'd like to adopt a kettle, you can do so by downloading a kettle sponsorship form online. Red kettles will be placed at the sites every Monday through Saturday, starting on November 29th, which is also Black Friday. The funds raised in the South Bay go back to the community right here. Specifically, they will assist the food pantry, housing assistance, furniture vouchers, summer day camp, and music education, to name a few. To learn more, head to torrancecorps.org. El Camino College has more than 600 scholarships available for students. The college is accepting applications now through December 15th. Officials say on their website that scholarships totaling more than $600,000 are awarded annually to incoming high school students, current ECC students, and students transferring to a four-year university. Now, if you're interested in applying, make sure to do your research and develop a great personal statement. Head to My ECC, select scholarship application, and complete it. If you have any questions, you can contact the scholarship office at 310-660-6541. City Hall is looking more like the holidays. The city has officially set up its holiday pantry at the West Annex lobby. You can drop off non-perishable food items throughout the holiday season to provide families with a holiday meal. The Salvation Army will make pickups twice this season. The first one will take place on Thursday, November 21st at 9 a.m. for Thanksgiving. Then on Monday, December 16th by 9 a.m., there'll be another pickup for Christmas distribution. If you're interested in donating perishable foods such as frozen turkeys, hams, potatoes, fruit, vegetables, and bread, you can do so on the morning of each pickup date. And speaking of the holidays, the city is looking for arts and craft vendors to participate in an upcoming holiday boutique. The Community Services Department Recreation Division is having their annual Christmas Boutique early December. Sponsored by the Torrance Youth Council, city officials are looking for vendors to become part of the tradition that showcases one-of-a-kind handcrafted items at Wilson Park. Vendors features toys, ceramics, needlework, quilts, jewelry, apparel, and many other items. If you're interested in showcasing your products, head to torranceca.gov and download a form. All work must be handcrafted by you for participation. You're not allowed to sell store-bought items, manufactured products, imported goods, and items made from kits. All booth spaces are 10 by 10. The 37th Annual Christmas Boutique will take place on December 8th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now let's get to the weather. Today there was a high of 70 degrees with an expected low of 58 tonight. Then tomorrow there'll be a high of 68 with a low of 58. And on Thursday we'll get a bit chillier with a high of 67 and a low of 58 again. A new report shows just how expensive your commute can be. Several Southern California cities made the top of the list, including Los Angeles, as the most expensive commutes in the United States. LendingTree ranked the cost of commuting in the country's 100 largest cities. Long Beach was ranked 19 with an annual cost of commute of $6,515, and Los Angeles took the 22nd spot with an annual cost of $6,100 as the cities with the highest commute cost per person. Then Los Angeles also took the number 2 spot for the highest total commute costs. Officials used 3 metrics: median earnings for full-time workers, hours worked per week, and commute time. Now, if you and your child loves to immerse themselves in the world of art, there's an activity that you won't want to miss out on. The Torrance Art Museum is putting on its Stories in Art experience once again. You can register now for the free activity that is offered to 6 to 11-year-olds, It's a time for storytelling, a museum visit, and an art workshop. There is one this Thursday for the fall exhibit Material Matters to Save the Day and Intentions. Gallery 2 features superheroes and contemporary art, and the dark room contains an illuminated sandbox to play in. Spots are limited and registration is required. Guardians must accompany their child. You can call 310-781-7163 to register. Well, here's some upcoming events you won't want to miss. The Volunteer Center South Bay Harbor Long Beach plans to host its jewelry and accessories sale this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Volunteer Center located in downtown Torrance. There'll be an assortment of new or previously worn necklaces, earrings, bracelets, and much more, all donated by the community. Proceeds will benefit Operation Teddy Bear and the Volunteer Center's other programs supporting youth and families in the community. Then on Saturday at the Western Museum of Flight, there will be another celebrity lecture series with USAD Captain Gary Barnhill. He will share his experiences from his combat career that began with F-105 missions over North Vietnam. If you're a museum member, it's free, and for non-members, it's $10 to attend. The event starts at the museum at 11 a.m. Then on Saturday evening, Destination Art in downtown Torrance is celebrating its 5th anniversary with a gala reception from 4 to 7 p.m. There will be a reception, silent auction, and debut of a new exhibit. Well, in just 2 minutes, Dr. Kati Krumpe, the Chief Academic Officer for the Torrance Unified School District, will join us to talk about a series of special town hall meetings that kick off tomorrow. We'll be back in just a few.
So we were walking to school. At the corner, we waited for the traffic light.
I started thinking about lunch. Mom packed me turkey and cheese.
She's
I really want
smart,
cheese pizza,
but
like at Luigi's.
sometimes her mind
They have this
wanders.
video game there, and Kate's got the high score. We should have a sleepover. Maybe I should pack my pajamas.
I remember saying, Laura? Laura?
I think I heard Mom say something.
The sign says don't walk.
Sometimes it's so overwhelming.
When we finally got there,
she gave me a hug goodbye.
I really hope she doesn't
I
have
really
another
hope I
bad
don't
day
have
at
another
school
bad day at
today.
school today.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. That's why there's Understood.org, a free online resource for the parents of the 1 in 5 kids with learning and attention issues. Here you'll get personalized recommendations, practical tips, daily access to experts, and more. Go from misunderstanding to Understood.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
Welcome back to the second half of NewsBreak Live. Joining me tonight is Dr. Kati Krumpe, who is the Chief Academic Officer for the Torrance Unified School District. And we'll be talking about how the Torrance Unified School District is taking steps to spread awareness and educate parents and students about a popular trend. Welcome back to NewsBreak Live.
Thank you. Thanks for having me back.
The last time you were here, you were talking about a documentary that was also spreading awareness about cell phone use and the impacts of social media. And tomorrow, the district will be hosting its first vaping town hall meeting at South High School. So talk to me about that, the importance of the topic for the district to be addressing this.
Absolutely. Vaping has become an epidemic nationwide for all kids in the nation, but for Torrance students as well. A recent statistic that we heard is that 30% of teenagers have admitted to vaping at least one time in the last 30 days.
Are there other factors that make it a priority to host this type of safe place where parents can have a discussion?
Yes, absolutely. One of the things that is that we've seen over the last 2 years a growing suspension rate. And in looking at why our middle school and high schools have had this growing rate, it's because of vaping and drug use. And so we were wanting to put on this event to raise awareness and have our students and parents have a forum to learn more information. Additionally, our students have asked and reached out for help. They are claiming that they're self-medicating because of stress and anxiety that they're feeling. And ironically, the vaping side effects are stress and anxiety. So they're not seeing this connection with the more they're vaping, the more anxious that they're becoming.
There are 4 town hall meetings, and as I mentioned when we first started this segment, the first one's tomorrow at South High School Performing Arts Center, and it's open for students and parents.
Absolutely.
So what can they expect from tomorrow's town hall?
Well, they can expect to get a lot of information. I think first, though, I do want to thank our PTAs. They are co-sponsoring, like the documentary, a lot of these events with us, and they have provided us with invaluable information and have given us what content that they want covered and what questions that they have. So we really were able to integrate the information that our parents have given us to put on these 4 town hall events. There will be initial introduction of materials and resources available for parents, including our deans and Torrance Police Department that will be manning stations having vape products available for viewing. It was actually the #1 ask in every email response that I received is, please can we see what these videos or these vaping devices look like. So that will be available and there will be a lot of resources. We also have a segment that I'm calling the 411, and we have a couple of videos and information, so we kind of can have the who, what, when, where type of information. A lot of parents have no idea what a vaping device is or what it entails, and so to give some of that basic information. We also have a keynote speaker followed up with an expert panel series.
So what kind of experts are on the panel? And you just did mention there's a keynote speaker. Yeah. So every single town hall will have different panelists and a different keynote speaker.
Yes. So the expert panelists are made up of a school administrator and a student, as well as medical and mental health experts, law enforcement, and then based on who the keynote speaker is, the keynote speaker will also join us on the panel. So we'll have 5 to 6 experts on the panel.
And just to reiterate this, because I did mention where it's taking place, but it's from 6 to 8 p.m. So after work, after school, anyone can attend. And why did your staff include both a medical and mental health professional?
Yeah, we think covering both are very important. Medically, we are seeing our mental health experts, our medical health experts are telling us that in emergency rooms as well as doctor's office visits, they're seeing just a multitude of health risks. The breathing, respiratory, issues that I think people suspect and know about, but they're also really discussing an increase in headaches and digestive issues. And it was very interesting in a recent event that I attended, a pediatrician was talking about the potency changes if students are on medications. She discussed a young student that parent brought into her office, and had said that ADD medication, attention deficit disorder medication, wasn't working, and thought that maybe maybe hitting puberty, that dosage needed to be changed. And this very, very aware, educated pediatrician pulled the kid into another room, gave him a few questions, and got him to admit that he was vaping. And so I think knowing what some of these symptoms are from a medical professional is very important for parents, and also to hear from our mental health experts. I think, as I talked about last time I was on, that we now have mental health therapists in all of our middle and high schools, full-time in our high schools, and they are needing to kind of discuss what stress and anxiety symptoms for parents to look for, so people can be on the lookout.
So tell me, how are each of these meetings going to be different?
So they're different in the panelists, as we talked about the panelists, but they're different in who will be on each panel. But while the structure will be the same, the keynote speaker and the expertise of those keynotes will change each time. Tomorrow night we have Dr. Donnie Watson. He is the director of the Thelma McMillan Center, and he will be talking therapeutically, about what treatment looks like when kids are struggling. In early December, we are really excited. We have professional surfer Alex Gray, he lost a brother very tragically to a drug overdose. He recently spoke to every student during 2 large assemblies at Torrance High School, and you could hear a pin drop. It was very well received. So we're excited that we have him to come talk and tell his story. In early February, West High School has a DEA agent, so we're going to hear the law enforcement side of it, and finishing up with a medical expert at Torrance High in mid-March.
Students will also be present as one of the panelists, correct?
There is a student panel, a student from each of the high schools that will be on each panel, as well as a school administrator to answer the questions about what they're seeing and what schools are doing.
So parents will have the opportunity, as well as students, to ask questions and hopefully get those questions answered.
Well, we're hoping that we have a little bit different format than we did during the Like documentaries, that we use the PTA and have them provide us with a lot of questions that we have. So we're going to kind of set it up so that rather than ask everybody the same question, we have questions that are tailored towards the expertise, so we can get as much information as possible. I know that experts will also stay around afterwards if there's additional questions that remain unanswered.
How are community organizations partnering with you for this event?
We have a lot of them, but first and foremost, Jen Harris, she's been phenomenal. She's with Behavior Health Services, and she is providing us written resources and materials for parents. She's actually doing the 411 segment and moderating the keynote. So she's been an invaluable resource for us, but so is the Torrance Police Department. They're providing the vaping materials. They're sitting on each of the panels, and they're going to be answering questions and showing the materials and handing out materials as the event starts as well.
We're going to have this all displayed on the screen later. If you can't make tomorrow's meeting, there are others that are going to take place in December as well, December 4th at North High School, which will be the next one.
Yes.
And we have the flyer up on the screen, and we'll have all that information up on our blog as well. And recently the state has passed new legislation to help curb vaping sales. So tell us about this.
So interesting, I didn't know this and had found out because we're hearing from kids how easy it is to get the vaping devices. And while we have a lot of cities and city councils talking about limiting sales at stores, kids are shaking their heads and say they're getting them from friends or getting them from their parents, but they're getting them in the mail. And they are going to the store, they're buying a prepaid debit or credit card, clicking that little button that says I'm over 18, and then they're having them mailed to either friends' homes whose parents work late at night, or to apartment condo complexes where packages are just left, in a general area. So my understanding is beginning January 1st, the law for vaping products will be very similar to receiving an alcohol shipment. the nicotine or whatever the substance is will have to be on display outside of on the packaging, and there will have to be an over 18 adult that shows ID to sign for the package before it to get delivered.
Wow. So these town halls start tomorrow. Is there anything else you'd like to add about, the hope and outcome of these town halls, and obviously to get the conversation started about this really a big trend that everybody seems to be talking nowadays about, that we haven't heard from before?
It really is. I think maybe three things. One is, don't let the vaping companies fool you. They will deny this, but they are targeting our youth. And so we're up against, a lot of money and big lobbyists that are really trying to get a message out there that these products are safe and that young people should partake in this. And so, interestingly, I also heard on the news on the way here that the first young person is having to have a lung transplant due to vaping. I think I was also mentioning earlier that there was a Good Morning America segment where they were talking about cigarettes and finding a pack of cigarettes or finding a rolled joint in a backpack, and how parents anguish over that. Yet the anguish around vaping is not parent. We don't understand yet because it's so new. But that we would be so upset to find any of that paraphernalia, that vaping has much quicker and more severe side effects right now with the health implications. So it's our hope that if it's tomorrow, or if they can't attend tomorrow, attend one of the other three. We've done them by area so people can go close to their home. Each one is at the high school where their kids eventually will go if they're not always there. And we really hope that parents come, bring their students, so that they can start getting educated and start the conversation.
Dr. Krumpe, thank you so much for your time, and I hope people attend these town halls and really learn more information about vaping and e-cigs and the impacts it has had on our community. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we have our full page right now on the screen with the dates. So if you can't attend tomorrow at South High School from 6 to 8, there are 3 other town halls: December 4th at North High, February 5th at West High School, and March 18th at Torrance High School. Well, that does it for NewsBreak Live. If you have news or video that you'd like to share, please email us at newsbreak@torranceca.gov. Also, if you missed any portion of the show, you can catch it all on Torrance City Cable's YouTube page. Torrance City Council has the night off. Have a great one.